Phishing attacks are up a whopping 1,300% in 2023, which means your crypto risk just skyrocketed. But I'm going to tell you how to fight back. This is the Crypto Bullseye Zone. I'm Kirk David Phillips, and I make common sense of the crypto space. So phishing attacks are conducted by a person or a group of people who are trying to pretend to be one of your trusted relationships, which could be a crypto exchange or a bank or any other platform, any other relationship that you have, including somebody that could be within your own company who's a bad actor, with the intention of sending you typically a fake email message or text message to get you to click on something or take some kind of an action such that they can steal your assets, including crypto assets, or your personal information, in which case they would steal your identity, try to get credit cards, and so on. So most people are aware of phishing attacks. However, the question is, how did they skyrocket so much in just the past year? Well, SlashNext produces an annual state of phishing report, and they just put one out that studied the period from the fourth quarter of 2022 all the way through the third quarter of 2023. So this security research firm analyzed billions of threats, including many of these phishing email examples and so on with malicious links, and including interviews of over 300 security professionals and researchers. And they were able to conclude that the uptick correlates with the debut of ChatGPT and other AI generative tools. So, well, how is that correlated? Well, I'll tell you how. Because when it comes to fraud, and phishing is simply a subset of fraud, is that bad actors are actually lazy. And the reason that they will engage in that type of behavior is because they want the highest return with the least amount of work. So when you really examine phishing emails, you can actually find typically a number of points that are red flags as to why you can tell that they're fake. And we're going to talk about these things because it's good the best way to learn from phishing emails is to actually look at examples. So we're going to actually create some other videos where we talk about that as well. In the meantime, one of the key red flags is looking at the copy. What's the copy? That means the text and the messaging. Often what you'll find is that the copy has very bad grammar. Sometimes spelling mistakes, but bad grammar is usually the number one key. Now, why is that? Because a lot of these bad actors are non-English native speakers, which means they're from other countries, especially outside the US, but typically the English is their second language, but definitely not their native language. So therefore, what you'll find is that the grammar is not correct, and that is one of the biggest clues for you to know that it's a phishing attack, among many others. So what ChatGPT does is, because especially the first time I used ChatGPT as an example, just to see how this thing worked, I was really blown away by how well it spit out the copy, but just, how good the grammar was. And so I was like, wow, this is amazing. It's like basically perfect grammar. So using a tool like that to craft an email message can then help people who normally make a mistake in grammar, and it can actually help them to at least have a message that seems clear. They would be more likely to fool a person because it would appear as if it did come and was written by a company like a crypto exchange or a bank and so on and so forth. So now it's going to be even harder to detect because those grammar mistakes may no longer be there. We're going to have to then look to the other red flags, but fortunately there's several of them, and some of those are logos and so on and so forth. Again, the best way to learn this is to look at examples. So with that being said, please let me know if you've ever received a phishing email and what you think is the number one red flag to look for from the phishing emails that you've seen, so we can help others identify and become skilled at identifying these attacks when they come in. And please like and subscribe the channel so that we can keep bringing you great content, especially in the area of fraud and scams. Thank you.